Imagine a figure, shrouded in controversy and myth, a man whose name is synonymous with both bravery and brutality. General Armstrong Custer, the infamous cavalry leader, has been etched into the annals of history, but what lies beyond the surface of his storied career? What secrets have been hidden, waiting to be unearthed? From the battlefields of the Civil War to the fateful encounter at Little Bighorn, Custer's legacy has been shrouded in mystery. Join us on this episode as we delve into the untold stories of General Armstrong Custer and uncover the truths that history has kept hidden for far too long. Get ready to challenge your assumptions and discover the complexities of a man whose impact on Native American history still resonates today. So, sit back, relax, and let's embark on this fascinating journey together. As you watch this video, remember to click the like button and subscribe to our channel to support this community. In the annals of the Academy's history, Custer compiled a record of infractions unparalleled before. Despite finishing last in his class, Custer's intellect was never in question. Whenever he encountered serious trouble, he would hunker down and work his way back. His life was a mix of chaos and discipline. Fresh out of West Point when the war began, Custer's battlefield exploits proved his readiness for command. Recognizing that his only capital was his life, he seized every opportunity to rise during the war. He placed himself in the midst of danger to distinguish himself, leading from the front lines with his troops. With horses shot out from under him and dressed in distinctive attire, Custer was a conspicuous target for any sniper on the field. His flamboyant appearance matched his daring actions. Custer never hesitated to lead by example, participating in every aspect of the bloodiest war in American history, yet emerging barely scratched. Custer attributed his luck to his belief in it, earning citations for bravery from his very first engagement at the Battle of Bull Run. His string of brilliant cavalry actions made him a darling of the nation's press, with the New York Tribune proclaiming him as a hero fit for future fiction writers. The men of his Michigan Brigade, many of them twice his age, revered Custer, following him into some of the war's most violent engagements, proudly donning the bright red neckties that he wore. In the crucible of the Civil War, Custer's leadership style was precisely what was needed, daring, brash, and inspiring to those who fought alongside him. On the battlefield, everything is visual. Custer understood this well. He had to be a masterful actor, projecting courage and bravado as he led his men from the front, sword drawn. This image of Custer leading the charge propelled him onto the cover of Harper's Weekly and became synonymous with his name. After his triumph at the Battle of Gettysburg, Custer had become one of the most famous officers of the war, earning the nickname the Boy General. He remained on the front lines until the very last day of the conflict, accepting the flag of truce when General Robert E. Lee finally surrendered at Appomattox on April 9, 1865. Custer's most esteemed commander, Lieutenant General Philip Sheridan, presented him with the table upon which the peace terms were signed, along with a note to Custer's wife, Libby. The note read, "Permit me to say, madam, that there is scarcely an individual in our service who has contributed more to bring about this desirable result than your gallant husband." What's remarkable about Custer is the plethora of photographs taken of him. He understood the power of visual imagery in society and how it could be manipulated. Custer's flamboyant costumes and his long, flowing hair tapped into the popular imagery of the knight-errant and the cavalier, blending them into a unique persona. He cultivated his image meticulously, growing his hair long and perfuming it with cinnamon oil, taking pride in his girlish good looks and fine complexion. Custer's ability to blend feminine and masculine traits, gentlemanly manners with roughneck courage set him apart. While some viewed him as a circus performer or a freak, for the most part, his theatrical persona worked to his advantage. In the late 19th century, nearly every public figure had to adopt some form of theatricality to capture the public's attention. Custer possessed a deeply theatrical sensibility, always arriving in a manner that commanded attention. However, in the months following the surrender at Appomattox, Custer found peace more challenging than war. Despite his battlefield commission to Major General of Volunteers, he now held the lowly rank of captain in the regular army. The post-war military had shrunk from a force of over 1.5 million men to a mere 30,000. Promotions were scarce, and the once vibrant officer corps had dwindled. Gone were the days of daily battles and the frenetic pace of war. Custer found himself adrift, unsure of what to do next. In this uncertainty, he turned to the one person who mattered most to him, his wife, Elizabeth Bacon Custer. "Oh, Audie, we must die together. Better the humblest life together than the loftiest divided." These words from Libby, his rock and confidant, resonated deeply with Custer, guiding him through the tumultuous post-war period. "Allow me to repeat to my darling that while living, she is my all, and if destiny wills me to die, my last prayer will be for her, my last breath will speak her name, and heaven will not be heaven till we are joined together." Their story began in the quaint town of Monroe, Michigan, where Custer arrived as a 14-year-old boy to live with his half-sister and attend school at the Stebbins Academy. By the fall of 1862, he returned as a dashing 23-year-old captain on the staff of General George McClellan, one of Monroe's most eligible bachelors. 3 years his junior, Libby, known as the radiant and sophisticated daughter of Monroe's prominent judge, Daniel Bacon, was one of the most sought-after girls at the Young Ladies' Seminary. Initially unimpressed by Custer, she was won over by his persistence. Despite her father's disapproval, she was captivated by the fact that she seemed to be the supreme thing in Custer's life. Libby was not only a catch but also pretty and bright, qualities that appealed to Custer. Their relationship was passionate and idealized by both. "Oh, how dear he is. I love him so much. His words linger in my ears, his kisses on my lips." These were the sentiments shared by Libby, reflecting the depth of their love and devotion to each other. "I forget everything sometimes when I think of him. If loving with one's whole soul is insanity, I am right for an insane asylum." Together, they epitomized the image of the cavalier and his lady, a life of excitement and adventure that Libby craved. Custer's remarkable ascent through the ranks swept aside any reservations Judge Bacon may have had about the match, and the couple exchanged vows on February 9, 1864. Despite a brief honeymoon, Custer was called back to duty, and Libby eagerly joined him at the front. Contrary to the norms of Army officers' wives, Libby wanted to be there by Custer's side in the midst of the action. Whether in a tent or a house near the fighting, she remained a steadfast presence throughout Custer's life. In her own way, Libby was a charismatic and stalwart figure. There was a sense that their careers were intertwined, a joint project between the two of them. Libby saw in Custer an aspiration to greatness, and she wanted to be a part of that journey. Separated by the chaos of battle, they found solace in their incessant correspondence, letters often stretching to 20 pages or more. He affectionately called her my rosebud or my darling sunbeam, while she referred to him as Audie, a childhood nickname, or simply Beau. From the beginning, they saw their lives as inseparable. When I think of how successful I have been of late, and how much has been said of my conduct and gallantry, I think she will hear of it and will be proud of her boy, Custer wrote. "Remember, I cannot love as I do without my life blending with yours." Their partnership was one of equals. "I would not lose my individuality, but would be, as a wife should be, part of her husband, a life within a life," Libby expressed. "I was never an admirer of a submissive wife, but I wish to look to my husband as superior in judgment and experience, and to be guided by him in all things." She did everything in her power to promote her husband's career, believing he had something to offer and that he was making history. Finally, in the fall of 1866, Custer received an offer to join the 7th Cavalry. Did General Armstrong Custer have a reputation as a ladies' man in addition to his military accomplishments? Thanks for watching Root History. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing content.